Alrighty, this is 48 Conclay. I have a quick review here for you guys. This is my Glock 29, which is safe. And what I have here today is a Fobus paddle holster for the Glock 29 and Glock 30. And it also says it can do the Smith & Wesson 99 and the Sigma series. This is just the packaging that it comes with. It's kind of your basic run-of-the-mill holster. I picked this up for $29 at Gainer Mountain. I did have a gift certificate, so I know you can find it probably cheaper online at some retailers like Amazon or something like that, but it was there and I needed to use the gift card, and I needed just a basic holster for this gun because I didn't have one yet. This holster is really basic. It's made out of just kind of a basic polymer, and it's got a lot of things that I do like, and it's got just a few things that I don't like. I guess I'll start with the things that I don't like. I know Fobus does offer a holster that has an Allen wrench, but I just wish this one did, or an Allen key, so that way you could tighten it down. So you could adjust the tension, and if it loosened up on you, you could tighten it up. But whereas this one just has straight up rivets where, you know, once it kind of wears out and gets loose, it's all you got. But it's not real expensive, and you know, that's pretty much my only gripe about this holster. But other than that, it's a pretty good build. The holster has, like I said, it's a paddle holster. Has a nice rubberized coating on the inside that touches your body, or you know, your boxers or your side or whatever. And like I said, it is designed for the Glock 29 and Glock 30. I had another holster by Fobus for my LC380, and it is of similar quality. I think this one is a little bit better because that one was made for a Kel-Tec P11 and it worked for the Ruger LC380 that I had, whereas kind of like this is made for the Glock 29 and 30, and it works with the Smith & Wesson 99 and the Sigmas. So you're going to definitely get probably a better fit. See, it locks in there good. It does a good job, really. It looks good in the holster too, but it does a good job of holding it. I mean, I can't. It takes quite a bit. I'm just sitting there trying to jerk it off. Well, that sounds pretty inappropriate, but I'm just trying to jerk it out there, and you know, it has good retention. It's tight. I mean, this is pretty new. I've only had this for a little while, but what I think this is best for is for just run-of-the-mill range carry and maybe hunting carry. I used this when I went out hunting just to have a sidearm on me, and this worked, filled the position quite well. But as far as concealed carry, I'm not real sure. I'll do a little bit of a I'll put it on and show how I would probably try concealed carrying it, but I think that with the Glock being just a little bit bigger here, you might even want to try to go with inside the waistband with the Glock 29. But that's nothing to do with the design of the Fobus paddle holster itself. That's just more the gun than anything. But as far as the build quality, it's very nice. You know, you don't really need to spend a ton of money just for something like this to use on the range and have an effective holster. Oh, also, you know, it does have little ledges here for your belt to ride on, so that really helps kind of keep it from pulling out. But I'm going to go ahead and roll this on my hip. Different footage here of. Alrighty, as you can see here, I do have it in kind of a concealed carry nature. It does a pretty good job, especially with this shirt. You know, you can't really see it. Might be able to print just a little bit, just because this is a bigger gun. But it does do a good job of sitting there. And as far as pulling it out, holstering and reholstering, does a good job. It doesn't come right out of your pants there. It stays put, and that's what I like best about a holster. You know, I can draw and put it back in without any interference, and it works really well. So as far as concealed carry, might be, you know, just a little bit too much for the platform that it's made for, but definitely in a winter wear scenario, like some heavy clothing, heavy coat. Even this, I mean, the barrel kind of, you know, you move just a little bit and it's going to be sticking out. But if you had a heavy coat on, I live in Michigan, so this would probably work pretty well for that scenario. But it is comfortable. I don't see any reason to think that it is uncomfortable. It keeps the gun away from my hip, so it's not rubbing. And then, like I said, in a range scenario, this gun, you know, I probably just have it like so. It does work really well for that niche there. Easy to draw, easy to holster. But so overall, I think that the Fobus holsters are a great option. I've liked my Ruger LC380, which is for the P11 model, very well, and then I definitely like this Glock model for my Glock 29 and Glock 30. Alrighty, thanks for watching.